Dallas Cowboys are back, baby. It's that time of the year. Jerry Jones has to spread that false hope to Cowboys Nation. This is the year. This is the year Dallas Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders. I know this doesn't surprise anyone, but guess what? If Jerry Jones says this every year for the rest of his life, it has to come up true one of these years. So I guess Jerry Jones is gambling with the thought of the Dallas Cowboys winning the Super Bowl and being Super Bowl contenders. And let's check them out. Jerry Jones says the Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders, but open to substantive roster move. Super Bowl talks isn't uncommon this time of the year for the Dallas Cowboys. It's the start of training camp and hope springs internal. But it's been 30 years since they've been to the NFL championship game. So this type of talk often comes with eyes rolled. Jerry Jones, however, sounds like someone who truly believes this season could be different. And so much so that it doesn't seem like the Cowboys aren't done potentially improving their roster, saying he's open to making a substantive move. If we get an opportunity to add to this thing, we're very capable of doing that, Jones said Tuesday following the team's annual news conference to open training camp. The mood is here to do it. If any place, it would be to improve our playmaking ability on defense and pressure the quarterback or have an opportunity to do something special at linebacker. A top pick is expendable this year to add somebody meaningful that will help us now. I'm not just looking for a player. We're looking for somebody that can add to the mix. Jones said he had a notable conversation with another team on a Monday about a potential move. It was a very legitimate discussion, Jones said, but I wouldn't give it a direction. My message is simply, I feel good enough about this thing to give up some future if the opportunity came up for now. Jones said, how close does he think the Cowboys are being a Super Bowl contender? As close as Seattle was this time last year, he said, referring to the defending championship. Man, this man know how to talk, man. He talk about his team, boy. Now, here we go. Cat's out the bag. While Crosby remains with the Raiders, Jones clarified that Dallas never walked away from trade talks regarding Max Crosby. We didn't, he said. We did not walk away. That's about all there is to say. We understood his injury well. We thought he could help us then. We're surprised by the way that was resolved. To interject anything about what we're thinking or doing because he went back to the Raiders would be a mistake. He's a Raider. Well, that's Jerry Jones, man. He's back. And he's Jerry Jones is excited about the season. But I think he quickly came to the realization that his team isn't good enough to compete for a championship. Right? That's why it's false hope. He sees some potential, but he sees where his team is lacking at. And he won't say it in those words verbatim. He has to keep hope alive, right? And this past season, the Cowboys traded away their best defensive player in Micah Parsons after a contract dispute. Jerry Jones didn't want to break that bread to the defensive players. And they finished 30th overall in total defense last season out of 32 teams. And the year before last, Cowboys defense finished 28th overall with Micah Parsons on the team. It sounds to me, man. Jerry Jones had a ton of confidence in his offense and can't help but face the reality of looking at average players when he look at his defense. He's just happy to see new faces on the defensive side of football after last season. That's what he's excited about. Now, I like Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary was a good addition to the defense, and he definitely will be have some type of impact on that defense if everything goes as planned, you know. But for the most part, Jerry Jones is confident about this team being a Super Bowl contender. He's just happy about his purchases, his purchases that are out there. You got it. Everybody's excited when they buy a new outfit, you buy a new car, anything you buy new, you're excited about it for the time being until that car, those clothes, you warm, the car starts giving you problems. That's what Jerry Jones is going through. The Dallas Cowboys defense was orchestrated by Jerry Jones, and that defense doesn't have any impact players on it since Michael Parsons departed ways. Now, like I say, with the additions of Rashawn Gary and, maybe Quinnen Williams, maybe the first round pick, Malachi Lawrence, where are the impact players at on this defense? Jerry Jones been scrambling to put a good competing defense together ever since he decided to trade Michael Parsons away. Now, here's the conversation, chat. Y'all talk to me. Jerry Jones wants to gamble on a trade for Max Crosby. Where was Jerry Jones when talks of Myles Garrett being traded were going on? Where was it? Why wasn't Dallas interested in making a move for Myles Garrett? I just don't understand that concept. That's the one player you can guarantee will have immediate impact on defense and for the team. No doubt about it. The Dallas Cowboys had 2 first-round picks in this past draft, and they had 2 first-round picks. They got 2 first-round picks, they had 2 first-round picks in the 2027 draft before acquiring Malachi Lawrence and Quinnen Williams. 2 first-round picks and a whole lot of money satisfies the trade for Myles Garrett. And if you have to add a player with that, then so be it. Maybe 1 first-round pick and a player satisfied the deal for Myles Garrett. How frustrated how frustrated he was in being in Cleveland and not winning. I don't know. Jerry Jones loves his offensive players, but when it comes to the defensive side of football, he thinks twice before cutting that check. I mean, Max Crosby, he's definitely a good player, but he's no Myles Garrett. Now, can Max Crosby make a difference on the Dallas defensive side of the football? Yeah, of course. Max Crosby is a good player, like I said. But Max Crosby isn't going to take the Dallas Cowboys from 30th overall defense to top 10. Myles Garrett is that once-in-a-lifetime player. Dallas Cowboys potentially had opportunity to add to the team. Now, if anyone can take the defense from 30th overall to 10th overall, it would be Myles Garrett. Max Crosby, man, he brings elite pass rushing ability to the defense, and he's definitely disciplined in the rush game, in the running game, the running attack. And he would be good for the locker room. But at this point, I don't know what Jerry Jones' expectations are. I thought he was trading away Michael Parsons to try to build and, rebuild this team, from the ground up, starting with the draft. But, hey, when you look at the draft and you look at free agency, the amount of quality players that are available that can, have an impact, it's very challenging in my eyes. Maybe I look at things different. I don't know. But it's very challenging in my eyes. But once again, here we are, Super Bowl champs or Super Bowl contenders. I'm not going to even take it that far and say Super Bowl champs.